Hey party people, Shard here, and this is episode 2 of Rebuilding the DVD Collection. Yes, it's been a while since I really bought DVDs, but we're kind of heading into this kind of, it's not a golden age of physical media, but like possibly a last gasp of physical media. So while it's out there, I've started rebuilding the old DVD collection from thrift stores and stuff because there's heaps of cool stuff out there. Let me tell you, just from this little pile here, this is what I've gotten in the last month or so. Like I say, I'm not going, like I said in the previous episode, I should say, I'm not going nuts buying DVDs. I'm just getting the stuff that I want, the stuff that is kind of a little bit hard to find that I might not have seen. That kind of thing. Sorry, my table's a little bit dirty. I have a 8-year-old, and so there's lots of loom bands and dried noodles on the floor. Anyway, I'm going to go through this little stack of DVDs I've got. And I just wanted to let you know, I just finished watching the new Masters of the Universe movie. Have you seen it? I mean, it might be a little bit late to the relentless 24-hour news cycle, pop culture cycle, that kind of thing. But anyway, I sat down and I watched Masters of the Universe. Number one takeaway: it's too damn long. I look, there was a lot in it that I liked, that I enjoyed. There was some good writing, some snappy dialogue, some that kind of thing that looked good. But it's 2.5 hours long. It was an hour too long. My attention went elsewhere at the hour and a half, bit. I was just like, oh, there's still an hour to go. This is a He-Man movie, for God's sake. It ain't Fellini. But they pressed on. They pressed on with a 2.5 hour He-Man origin story. And like I say, there was lots to like. There was a lot of good stuff in it, but there was just too much stuff in it too. I don't know why why do we have to make these hugely long movies, like especially if they wanted to make a series? Wouldn't you keep it short, sharp, to the point, 90 minutes, bam, bam, bam? Why would you think a 2.5 hour He-Man movie to start with? That means part 2, if we ever get a part 2, it's probably going to be at least that length. It's not going to get shorter. It could go to 3 hours. I don't know. A 3-hour He-Man movie. Oh, God. That's too much. I also watched Backrooms, and I really enjoyed Backrooms. I want to get onto YouTube and watch the OG series and see what that's like. I really dug the movie. Really liked it. Reminded me of that video game Control, which is easily one of my favorites PlayStation games of all time. I've played it through a couple of times, and I love that game. I love it. And I saw some similarities, and like the whole liminal space and the Mark Fisher notion of weird and haunted, that kind of thing. If you don't know anything about Mark Fisher, the critical theorist, do yourself a favor, give yourself an hour or so, go and watch a few of his videos. Fascinating guy. Anyway, let's get back into the DVDs. Rebuilding the DVD collection. I got a couple of Blu-rays. I don't have many Blu-rays. In fact, I think these might be my only 2 Blu-rays. Yeah. For now. So let's start with the Blu-rays. I got Close Encounters of the Third Kind, 30th Anniversary Edition. It's got 2 Blu-rays, full of stuff. It's got this great little booklet, very high quality booklet, full of set photos and little bits from the filmmakers, stars. It's got, I think, 3 different versions of it. It's got the Spielberg cut, the 1977 theatrical cut, and I think the another cut. It might be this cut or another cut. Apparently it's got 3 different cuts. I loved this movie when I was a kid. It freaked me out and filled me with awe and wonder at the same time. And I've tried to get my kid to watch it. She won't have it. She's, that's scary. I'm just like, be scared. Awesome film. So yeah, I haven't watched this in a long time. I'm dying to see it on Blu-ray. I want to see it all lovely and remastered. Playing it through my PS5. Just yeah, I so dig this film, and I want to see. I don't know. Maybe I'll look up what the differences are between the cuts. I'm sure I've seen a couple in my time. Oh, it's even got a poster, mate. It's got a poster. A poster in there. Anyway, I don't think whoever owned this before has not watched it. There's not a mark on it. Just a disclaimer, I get all my DVDs, Blu-rays, CDs from thrift stores, okay, here in Australia. Because there are so many thrift stores and there is so much physical media out there for next to nothing. Couple of bucks, you know? Couple of bucks. For Blu-ray, you might pay $5, depending on where you go. The other Blu-ray I got, one of my favorite horror movies, one of my favorite Francis Ford Coppola movies. I think it's gotten better with time. There's still some things that don't work, but I think age has been very, very kind to Bram Stoker's Dracula. Okay, Keanu Reeves, miscast, Winona Ryder. I love Winona Ryder. I love Keanu too, but there's just I don't know. Keanu, especially his performance. I get it, dude. I get it. I know what he's trying to do, but he just feels out of place in this movie. And Winona Ryder, to a certain extent, also. I'm sorry to say, because I love this movie. I love it. Peak Gary Oldman. So this came out like in when was this? 93, 92. So I just watched another old Gary Oldman movie the other day. Gary Oldman, Sean Penn, and Ed Harris. Oh, and Robin Wright, of course. State of Grace. I had seen that years and years and years ago. And then I think it was from 89, 90. And Gary Oldman was just fantastic in that. He makes that movie. If you haven't seen State of Grace, very good film. It's on Amazon. Sean Penn. I've never given enough credit to Sean Penn. He's awesome. In State of Grace, he's this beautiful, beautiful man. Gives a really good performance. Such a sexy dude, man. Sean Penn. I ain't afraid to say it. State of Grace was great. Very worthwhile watch. Bram Stoker's Dracula, Gary Oldman, peak Gary Oldman, just like Anthony Hopkins, chewing up, vomiting out, and chewing up the scenery again. Awesome. I love his performance in this. It's just the OTT. And Francis Ford Coppola, just, this might be his last great movie. I haven't seen Megalopolis yet, but I don't know. What did he do after Dracula that really kind of, like, I won't say elevated, but, gave rise to, met his serious kind of capabilities. I mean, Jack, Robin Williams, I don't know what else he did post Dracula. But yeah, great film. I love this film. It's one of my guilty pleasures. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people do like it. I love it. I loved it since, the first time I watched it. Mainly because I was probably in love with Winona Ryder at the time. Well, crush. I don't know what love was back then. It was just these weird crushes. This is something that I found that I had heard of, but not too much of. And the premise sounds awesome. And it has a very good reputation. It's Equus. When was this? 1977. Richard Burton, Peter Firth, directed by Sidney Lumet. Who else is in it? Joan Plowright's in it. Yeah, it's a filmed play. It's a film version of a play, like a hit Broadway play from back in the 70s. Equus. It's about a young man who is a stable hand and he blinds 6 horses with a metal spike. And then Richard Burton, as a child psychologist, who comes in and they start exploring his psyche. I've not seen it. This is a sealed copy. I don't know when it's from. R18. That's what part, jumped out at me. I was like, oh, R18. What is that? Equus. Okay. All right. I'll give that a go. So I'll watch this sometime. Add it to the collection. I've seen this around every now and again, but not a lot. Open Range. The 2003 Kevin Costner directed Western starring Robert Duvall, Kevin Costner, Annette Bening. If you haven't seen this movie and you're a lover of Westerns, you're doing yourself a disservice. This is one of the best Westerns, I don't know, maybe of all time. That might be too high a praise. It's easily one of the best Westerns of the 21st century. Easily. Kevin Costner is in fine form here as a director. It looks amazing, even to this day. He just echoes like the whole John Ford thing. Just those massive sweeping vistas. It looks fantastic. And the action in it is great. There's not a whole heap of action. It's more so like, well, not more so. It's a very classical kind of Western. You know what you're going to get. There's this group of, what are they? I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, they back in the day, they would take their massive herds of cattle and just go through the open range. There weren't many landowners back then, and so you could just kind of take your cattle around and feed it on its way from here to there to get sold or whatever. And it follows a small group of these guys, and they come afoul of a land baron out in Missouri or something like that. I don't know, a lot of Westerns take place in Missouri. And they come to blows. And just a fantastically shot, sweeping, majestic Western. I highly, highly recommend Open Range. I want to watch it again at some point. I watched it a few years ago now. But it's fond memories. I've seen it a couple of times. It's a fantastic film. Awesome. All right. Okay. Easily one of my favorite movies of all time, of course. White, male, middle class, 40s. The Big Lebowski. I first saw this in 1998 at a tiny art house cinema in Auckland, New Zealand. And even then, I knew there was something special about The Big Lebowski. It bombed. Critics savaged it. It is now known as one of the best Coen Brothers movies. And for my money, one of the funniest movies ever made. I'm a huge Coen Brothers fan. I think their comedies are amazing. Raising Arizona, I think, is in my top 10 for comedies. So is this. Even Fargo. Fargo is not a comedy, but it makes me laugh more than most comedies. And the Coen Brothers, love them. I love them. I love them. I watched that Othello that they did, or did Ethan do it on his own, I think. Anyway. Big Lebowski, fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it's about a guy called The Dude, lives in LA in the early 90s. He's a stoner. He goes bowling. And he gets... It's so stupid, but it's so funny and so well done. It's just... man, these two guys break into his house and pee on his rug because they mistake him for another guy with the last name Lebowski. And then it all just gets worse and funnier from there. So if you haven't seen it... Turn this off when this video is stopped. Go and watch it. If you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I've seen this at least half a dozen times. At least. It's very bare bones. I don't think there is a version that has come out that has a lot of stuff on it. This has got an introduction by Mortimer Young, a making of doco, Jeff Bridges photography, and production notes. I think that's what they've done. I don't think the Coen Brothers really release stuff with a lot of stuff on their DVDs, but fantastic. I love it. What else? So I found this, and I got it because I love Otis Redding. This is a documentary. It's a 60-minute documentary from 1989, Directed by the one and only D.A. Pennebaker, the guy who did the Bob Dylan film Don't Look Back. Master documentarian. I've not seen this film. It's look, it's not a Otis biography. It's basically footage from the Monterey Pop Festival 1967, which was shot not long before he died in that plane crash. And I've seen bits and pieces of that on YouTube. I love me some Otis. I just, dude, I love him. I love him. He's backed by Booker T and the MGs and the Marquets in this gig. I just wanted to see it because I'm a fan of Pennebaker. He's, is that how you say his name? Pennebaker? Correct me if I'm wrong. I often am. And I'll admit to that. Otis Redding. Remembering Otis. I love him. He's one of those guys, there's a few of them I must admit, like, that I think we would be living in a slightly different world if they had not died. You know, I think like John Lennon, Bob Dylan, or Bob Marley, not Bob Dylan. Dimebag, Chuck Schuldiner, Otis, Janis, Jimmy. I think if they had lived, what they would have produced would have made this world, I don't want to say better or worse, but a different place. And I think Otis had that power. He was amazing. And he was only like 20, 25, 26 when he died. And he did a lot of stuff. I mean, still a lot of heaps, but man, no one sang like Otis. All right, I picked this one up too. Still sealed. I don't know when this is from, but it's got a Blu-ray sticker on it. So like, it's a DVD, but it says also available on Blu-ray. I've never seen this cover before. This is the 2-disc definitive edition of Braveheart with one of those 3D motion cards on the front. Still sealed. I haven't taken it out or anything. Braveheart, I loved that movie the first time I saw it. I cried at the end. I was like, Mel Gibson's a freaking god. And time has not been kind to Mel Gibson. Let's just say that. I still like dig this movie though. I haven't seen it in a long time. Big soft spots for it. I don't have a soft spot for Mel Gibson anymore, which is, you know, a shame. He's a really good filmmaker, good actor, a good star, you know, but then he just started going weird and just got weirder. I'm sorry, Gibbo, if you want to take it up with me, you know, we can have words. I don't mind. But like, I've always been a fan of Mel Gibson. We had a dubbed version of, like, that means copied. We had a copied version of Mad Max in our little videotape library when I was growing up in the 80s, and I would watch that, and I was way too young to watch the first Mad Max. I'm talking like under 10, and it's like R18 even back then. And I used to watch it, and I was just like, oh, this Mel Gibson guy, he's pretty cool. And then like Lethal Weapon came out. The whole 90s run, he's kind of all right into the 2000s, and then he just, I think his last really good movie was Payback. They got savaged again, and that bombed, but I loved that movie. That was really cool. So yeah, Braveheart, it's 2-disc special edition, got commentaries, making ofs, all sorts of stuff. I love that movie. Such revisionist history, though. None of it's true. None of it's true. Well, maybe some. It's all really myth-based in reality. All right, something special that like I found the other day. I don't see this around often, and it hasn't been streaming for, like, I don't think ever, because of rights issues and stuff like that. Kevin Smith's Dogma. Got a copy of this. I think it's getting ramped up for like a 4K massive re-release and all that kind of stuff. And I think this version might be like from the 2000, like just after it came out, might have been 2000, 2001. It's got nothing on it, bare bones. It's got like interviews with some of the cast biographies, theatrical trailer. That's it. It says scene selections. So that tells me it's like, this is back when DVD technology was new, and they'd say, hey, we've got a menu. You can jump to a scene. You don't have to press fast forward for 5 minutes, Great movie. Kevin Smith, like, I was like a film nerd back in the 90s, and Clerks came out and just like changed the landscape forever. Him and people like the guy who did Before Sunrise. God, why am I forgetting his name? I freaking love that guy. Linklater. A bunch of 90s auteurs. Kevin Smith was one of them. He's been pretty hit and miss the last 20 years, old Smitho, but he's done some gold. Dogma is gold. I haven't seen this in ages. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. I wonder how it stands up. I loved it back in the day. I watched it multiple times on VHS. Never seen it on DVD though. And I saw this copy, jumped on it, boom, got it for the collection. All right, last up today, the TV show. I did do the dodgy thing back in the day and download and watch this because you couldn't watch it on TV in Australia. It is the show Utopia. It was remade for American audiences. I did not watch that because I wanted to show respect to this show, which is one of the craziest, creepiest, most horrible shows in existence. It ran for 2 seasons. It left on a cliffhanger kind of thing. I don't know if it got cancelled, but it didn't resolve. It is amazing. It's mean. It's gory. It's just like, it leaves you very unsettled. It's about an online community that one of them gets a hold of an original manuscript of a graphic novel called Utopia, which apparently foretells all the major horrible things that are going to come true in the next 20 years, written by a madman in an insane asylum, and one of them gets a hold of it, and he dies horribly. And then these other crew, it just falls into their hands as well, and people die horribly. It's this massive worldwide conspiracy behind Utopia. There's this network called the Network, and they just run around killing anybody. Like, lots of people. Just terrible amounts of people just die horribly. Just so they can get a copy of Utopia and then be in utter control of the world. Fantastic series. I've not seen the American one. I don't ever want to see it, even though I think John Cusack's in it, but I'm like, no. If you want to try and convince me that the American Utopia is worth watching, I think that lasted 1 season. At least this got to 2. But awesome. I watched it once. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. Even though I got the DVD. Maybe I will one day. It is streaming on ABC over here in Australia now. There's nothing new on this. Nothing new, no extras, nothing. It's just a show. So yeah, that's my little additions to the DVD collection for the last month or so. I might also run through some CDs I've got. Maybe tomorrow I'll do another little clip and put it up in a few days. Anyway, what do you guys think of these movies? What do people think of these movies? If you like any of them, or if you've got anything you recommend that I might want to keep an eye out for, or remind me of something that I already know that I like and want to keep an eye out for. I haven't got a list or anything. I just kind of go where I go and look and find. So yeah, thanks for joining me today. I'll see you, I don't know, it could be a couple of weeks, could be a month. Maybe I'll jump in again soon and show you some of the CDs I've been finding as well. The return back to physical media. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again another time.